This is First GenXers.
Poetic beats, poetic beats, poetic beats, poetic beats.
Yeah.
All right. Hello, hello, hello. And welcome to chapter 41 of the Cheap Pop Podcast here on Twitch. I am your host, Dark Lord 100, and I'm here with my co-host, Dave. What's up, bro?
Hey.
From the night shift. And down below me, the man with the master plan. What's up, Agent K28?
What's good? What's good, planet Earth? You already know what time it is.
All right,
Yes,
y'all.
sir.
So we always start out with some little splash. This one is less of a splash and more of just a recognition. We've lost some, wow, like, I'd say pretty important people to Hollywood. One was important because she died way too young. The other was important because even at the age of 95, his catalog is so amazing that just, for those of you who don't understand who I'm talking about Gene Hackman, who passed away, as well as Michelle Trachtenberg. For those of you who don't recognize that name, she played. I believe she played on Buffy the Vampire.
Yeah, she was Buffy's sister Dawn.
Yeah.
She was a mainstay in her early teen years on Nickelodeon with Adventures of Pete and Pete, Harriet the Spy, and a lot of other stuff. And we're still getting preliminary information in there, but she did have a liver transplant last year, and based on photos and preliminary guess, it's possible that the transplant was rejected, unfortunately. So, yeah. But she was, I think, 39. 39, yeah, that's what I want, yeah.
She was a baby.
Yep. Way too young. Very talented. And lots of tributes coming into her. Sarah Michelle Gellar put out a really beautiful tribute.
I read that one.
To her. Yeah. So yeah. So there was that.
And then you had brought up a couple of other people as well.
Yeah. The acting legend Gene Hackman, Mr. Lex Luthor, smartest man on the planet. Yeah, and we're still getting preliminary information on to how he and his wife passed. We don't know. All we know is that it was not carbon monoxide poisoning, as some of the original theories might have been. So we don't know. And as always, let's all be respectful while things are being investigated.
And then you had somebody else too, a writer that recently passed away.
Okay. Yes. Roberto Orci, which some people may not recognize offhand, but you will recognize his work because along with his partner Alex Kurtzman, he was responsible for relaunching and rebooting every major film franchise in the past 20 years.
Okay.
Star Trek, Transformers, G.I. Joe.
Okay.
These two were screenwriting just titans. They were the hottest duo in demand for doing the screenwriting and getting the stories up and going.
Yeah.
So yeah, that. Hawaii Five-0, Magnum PI.
Dang. That dude put in work. Right? He left a legacy for sure.
They put in work, definitely.
Okay.
Then Saint, you reminded us of there was a singer that passed away this
Yeah.
past week.
Okay. So, well, let me throw out a couple. There were three, and two of them of course, were affected in a personal manner. First, I wanted to say Roberta Flack. That right there, ladies and gentlemen, that one
Legend.
was that was kind of a hard pill, real bitter and hard pill to swallow because not only the music, from the first time I've ever saw your face, if you heard that on the X-Men Days of Future Past, that's the first song that Wolverine hears
When he gets up
when
in the
you
morning.
hear then of course
Killing Me
um
Softly.
Killing Me Softly with his song originally done by Lori Lieberman. So
Yeah.
Roberta Flack was the second person
Yeah.
Yes.
to do that. And of course the theme song to the Hogan family.
Okay.
Yeah.
So,
Beautiful voice, beautiful person.
Yeah.
amen.
And then let's see. And then of course the two personally, um one of the Isley brothers, his name is Chris Jasper. He had appeared quite a few times on Now versus Then. Um, Wonderful gentleman. Um, he was part of the Plus Three. That was of Ernie as well, I believe, is not Rudolph. I'm telling you, can't remember right off the hand, but those were during that era. And then, of course, Angie Stone.
Yeah.
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 I
I
had
forgot
the
about that one.
opportunity. Yeah, I had the opportunity to interview Angie Stone along with the sequence back in 2016. I think 2016. Um, she was very vocal about her legacy in hip hop and so forth, but also wanting to make sure that she was getting trying to get her money. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of these artists,
Yeah.
you know, they're not getting their due. And well,
That's
she
insane.
was very, very vocal about that. So yeah,
Yeah.
there were
Then
three from my end.
yeah. Biggie's mom.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, Vanetta
I saw that too.
Wallace.
Yeah.
I saw that too.
Yes, yes, she amassed his legacy
Yeah.
from a
She
million to like almost billions. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
she
So
she kept it. She kept his legacy real. She kept it relevant, and she guarded it for her grandchildren.
yeah,
Yeah,
Made sure they were taken care of.
yep.
absolutely.
And one final side note: another type of entertainment. Um, we also had the passing of Ernie Gygax Jr., son
Really.
of Gary Gygax.
Gary,
Yep,
creator of D&D.
the co-creator. Ernie, as a child, was one of the original playtest crew. for this game called Dungeons and Dragons.
Just a little.
Okay.
Followed, yeah, followed his followed his dad into the role playing space and publishing. So um, he passed away. Um,
Rest in peace.
yep,
You know, and so
That's just wow. Like the world
yep.
lost a lot of good and talented people in the
Grim,
last like 2 weeks, week or so.
yeah,
Like that's just insane.
Grim Reaper has been busy.
Working
So
overtime.
yeah, just
yeah.
a
Don't forget
reminder.
about David Johansen,
Oh God,
Buster
yes.
Poindexter.
Sure. Yep,
Yeah.
Dave Johansen of New York Dolls, the legendary punk rock group, and also everyone knows him as his alter ego, Buster Poindexter from Hot Hot Hot, and he also did some acting. He was the ghost of Christmas Present in Scrooge, the cab driver.
For Bill Murray
Um,
Scrooge?
Yep,
yeah,
Oh, okay.
yep, Niagara Falls. Yep.
I tell you, man.
So he passed. Yeah. Um, just
Falling like
just
flies.
just a reminder. Just tomorrow is never guaranteed. Tell the people in your life you love them, and make sure that your last conversations with them, you would be fine with that being your final words to them in this life.
And,
absolutely.
and on that note, I will say this. What is your favorite Gene Hackman movie?
Oh,
Just to close out the segment.
um, so many.
I'm still. I'm going. I'll put it out there. I'm still partial to Superman, and one of the reasons is because my favorite quote comes from that one of my favorite quotes of all time. Don't you just feel just the shudder of electricity being in the same room with me? Like that's some
Yep.
arrogant shit.
Yep.
Okay,
Yeah. Yep.
that is some arrogant shit, and I love that.
Yeah.
But other than that, I have to go more or less with the quick and the dead because he was a
Um,
bastard in that movie. He was a
Unforgiven.
straight,
Unforgiven.
yeah,
Wow.
yeah,
Yeah.
Yep.
Unforgiven. That's a good one too.
The conversation.
Yeah. Yeah. I
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure this was him in both of these
And
movies.
French Connection,
The French
Um,
Connection, of course. Yeah.
but I believe he was the head coach in
Hoosiers.
both.
Hosiers.
Well,
Yeah.
yes, Hoosiers as well. I was going to bring up Hoosiers next, but he was the head coach in both a movie called Necessary Roughness, starring Scott Bakula,
Yes, he was.
and he was the head coach, no, he was no, that wasn't Hackman. I
No,
know who
Wait
I'm
a minute.
thinking of now. Not
no.
Necessary Roughness, but he was
Oh,
the head coach in The Replacements.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. That's right. But speaking of
Oh,
necessary roughness,
one
yeah.
more.
uh,
The Firm.
The
the
Firm. Oh
firm.
yeah,
The
that was a good one.
Firm.
That was a good one.
But
Random movie shout out: Boiler Room, Giovanni Ribisi. I believe Vin Diesel is in it too. Great movie. Check it out. Anyway, go on.
yeah. But
Has nothing to do with Gene
speaking of necessary roughness, Manu Manu the Slender, Peter Navy,
Yep.
Peter Navy Tui Sopo, sorry, Richard Polynesian name, um, played Manu Manu the Slender, necessary roughness, and E Honda in Street Fighter passed away also.
Really, really, I did
Yep,
not know that. Wow.
yep.
Wow.
Well, he
Just
was
a
an
little.
awesome guy. I liked him. I liked him in Necessary Roughness. Like
Yep.
that's still one of my favorite movies. Scott
They shall
Bakula,
not.
Sinbad. Yeah,
Yeah, they shall not touch you.
Mm.
yeah. Or no, my favorite one is who was the actress, the model actress that was in that movie?
Kathy Ireland.
Yeah, welcome to football. Bow.
Mhm.
Oh man, it was
Yeah.
great. Uh, but
Oh yeah.
anyway,
Oh,
we'll
and
we'll what's
speaking
up?
of Gene Hackman, word is that at the Oscars tonight, Morgan Freeman will be doing a tribute to Gene Hackman.
For
So
the first time in over a decade, I might actually tune into the Oscars. Normally, I don't watch
Yeah, I might.
yeah.
I'll get clips.
it.
I can't
Yeah.
sit through that.
But all right, so we'll end this segment with a moment of silence for all those that we've lost past couple of weeks, uh, and then we'll go into your favorite segment. That's right, right here. You like that better? Short and sweet. Short
Oh
and sweet.
man, this now. You know what? Now you know what. This right here, I can get with that.
All right, bro.
I
All
can
right.
definitely get with that.
Glad it's
Yeah.
got your approval. Now, Dave,
Okay.
take us away, bro.
Okay, lots of incoming stuff. So, let's lead off with some happy news. All right. Um, April 5th, and the trailer is just out for this. The new sci-fi anime from Shinichiro Watanabe. I'm just butchering everyone's non-white names today.
Yeah,
But
you
yes,
man.
better known as the creator of Cowboy Bebop. His
Okay.
new anime series Lazarus will be premiering on Adult Swim April 5th.
April
And
5th. All right.
yes, it's not going, it doesn't look like it's going to tie into Cowboy Bebop, but it's going to be borrowing the look, the feel, and quite possibly also the music. Um,
Nice.
it's the same animation studio, Studio Mappa, um, and that trailer is out. Um, yep, it
Yeah.
takes place in a world where a miracle drug called Hapna seemingly cures all who take it from pain.
Okay.
Yep,
Wait a minute. What? Wait a minute. What's the name of it again?
Lazarus.
Okay. So I take it. So I take it it'll be in the same universe.
No, it's not. This is a completely different universe.
Okay.
Okay, yep. 3 years after the drug hits the markets, humanity discovers that the drug has a fatal radioactive side effect that will kill anyone who ingests a single pill. Okay, now a special task force called Lazarus must track down Dr. Skinner, the drug's AWOL creator, within 30 days and find a cure or risk humanity's extinction.
Hmm.
Wow.
Yep.
That's some
And
fuckery all day.
yep. Uh,
That's fuckery all day.
the action sequences um, were collaborated with Chad Stileski, better known as the director of John Wick.
Nice.
Okay.
Nice.
Yep. Um, yep.
Okay.
All
All
right.
right. All right.
So that's going to be on April 5th. So next month, coming soon.
Coming soon.
Coming first play on Adult Swim, next day on Max.
Okay.
All right.
Forgot that Max has the Insta replay.
Right. Okay. 80s kids, listen up. Because 2025 is our year, guys.
Uh-oh.
That's right. Because the greatest heavy metal band to ever grace our animated TV screens is coming.
Uh-oh. That's a
Has-
major. That's a major. Go ahead.
Hasbro is going all in. No, not on Gem and the Holograms, but that other iconic rock band, Cold Slither from G.I. Joe.
You get the fuck out of here.
Nope. Nope. Their big San Diego Comic Con release this year is a Cold Slither box set. Zartan and the Dreadnoks, all in full heavy metal
Now,
clothing.
now, the worst part isn't that they're making it. The worst part is people are actually going to clamor to buy it.
Yep.
Like
Yeah.
that's the worst part of it.
Yep.
Like it's not
Include.
that
Yeah.
they're because they wouldn't keep making this shit if people stopped buying it.
Right. Yep.
Like if people
Yeah.
only bought the
They're.
shit that mattered, but
Yep.
I guess everything. I guess the things that matter differently to everybody.
Yep. Yep. They're
That,
calling.
absolutely, yes, it does.
Yeah. They're calling it the Band of Vipers World Tour.
Band of
Uh.
Vipers World Tour.
Yep. So yes. So San Diego Comic Con is going to have a box set with all dreadnoughts, including musical instruments, guitar, bass, guitar, drum set. The packaging is designed to recreate the
Wow.
Springfield Theater.
Wow.
Yep.
So
Uh,
what are we looking for? What's the price tag? Because I know
I
it's
do
got to be
not know.
something.
Oh,
WTFM.
yeah. If you have to ask, you can't afford it. That's Hasbro pricing right there. Um, Now, for those of us who are not on that, I must have it now. Let me mortgage my house.
No,
Financial. Um,
we're not doing
ha-
that shit.
yeah,
But
Hasbro
I
is
mean, I
teaming.
do
Yeah,
collect figures though.
yeah. Hasbro has teamed up with Super Seven for the Reaction line, the Reaction Hero line, and they are releasing Cold Slither Zartan solo on the old school card back with the plastic bubble. So it's Zartan, and yes, his skin does change color in UV light with guitar and microphone. Um, yeah, and that's going to be a more reasonable $20.
$20. Okay. Okay.
Yep. That pre-order for that starts on April 3rd. Um, but beyond that, I'm not kidding that Hasbro is going all in on Cold Slither this year.
Okay.
Hasbro is teaming with Reigning Phoenix Music to do a Cold Slither album. 10 tracks. And Skybound is going to have a um, tie-in series called G.I. Joe Cold Slither.
Money, 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 money,
Yep.
money. Everybody has a
That,
price for the $1 million
yeah,
man.
yeah.
Yeah.
Do you realize that the $1 million man would be considered broke because he only has
Oh
$1
yeah.
million?
Yeah.
Like nowadays, the $1 million man would be broke. Like you'd have to call him the $1 billion man in order to make
Oh
him
yeah.
like where he
Yeah.
was back in the 80s.
Yeah. But yeah. So that is what's coming up from Hasbro
Nice,
this
nice.
year. Also, a new Transformers line that is going to be expanding some other Japanese franchises, folding them into the Transformer toy line. We'll
Have
see
we
how
heard
that
anything
goes.
about the new about the Transformers GI Joe crossover
Nope, nothing.
with Anthony
Haven't heard
Reyes?
anything.
Yep,
Yeah,
Not a thing.
that sucks
yep,
because that ending was pretty cold. I liked it. Like
yep.
I was looking forward to it being something more, but probably not. Just like I will bring this up. Had you guys heard the series, the lovely and beautiful Okoye series at Disney Plus was canceled?
Yeah.
Which one?
Okoye.
Okoye,
Oh,
yeah.
Yep.
And I actually saw a guy in the comment section on the video where I found this out saying, "Good. They haven't even recast T'Challa. Why should they be telling a side story?" It's like, bro,
Yeah.
Wakanda is more than just T'Challa.
Yep.
Like the Black Panther is the protector of the Wakanda, but Wakanda has many different characters and people within it.
Yep.
They could do an entire movie series on Adora Milaje, like, and the shit that they did, like,
Yep.
stop it. Stop it. She's just as important as T'Challa is. Like, tell her story. But for some
Yeah.
reason, it's been canceled. You'd have to ask the Disney execs why.
Yeah. They are Disney execs are being very hit and miss this past year, I will say, with a lot of their choices. And that's just chaos at the upper C-suite level.
Well,
Um,
I
and they
did.
still, yeah,
What? No, go ahead.
no, um, yeah, they're still recovering from, in a lot of ways, they're still recovering from the pandemic, um, and the chaos and disruption that that caused. So, haven't been happy with all the decisions they've been making over the past year or two,
Hmm.
but it is what it is. We just have to deal. And but speaking of a decision that I am happy with, we have the trailer for Andor season
Endor.
2, which starts,
Jedi.
yeah, starts off April 22nd. And we got Diego Luna getting way more involved with the rebellion.
All
Yeah.
I,
right.
you know what though? I kind of, and I checked out the first episode of it, but it's like eventually you know where he ends up
Hmm.
going.
Yeah,
It's kind of like, yeah,
but that
and
didn't
it's kind
stop
of
you from
like,
watching Rogue One, did it? Like
oh,
we all knew
absolutely
based,
not. No, no,
like we all
no.
knew
But
based on
I'm just,
timeline, like exactly
Right.
how Rogue One ended. Actually, only thing that they caught, I will be honest in this. Only thing that they caught me off guard with Rogue One was when they killed off every single main character.
Yeah.
Basically, like I was like, okay, so this is not
yeah,
a movie franchise. This is just a movie,
Yeah.
and
yeah.
I kind of left it at that. But doesn't Andor pick up about right after the events of Rogue
No,
One? No,
No,
where's
it's
no.
before
Andor?
this.
That
Andor's
picks up. That's before
This is
Rogue
Rogue
One.
before
One.
It's
Okay,
before Cassian Andor.
Yeah,
This is how he joins the rebellion.
yeah,
got you.
And
Okay,
dude,
yeah, yeah.
Saint, I gotta tell you, you gotta watch through all of Andor.
okay.
Just, you think that the Empire is evil. Okay, they managed to find new levels of evil to go to
Oh
with
no, trust and
with
believe in
yeah
me.
with
Trust and
with
believe in me. I'm like, well, no, and I mean, no, and I'm catching it because, like, one of the characters, that was really important for me to watch any of the Offset movies was the character that Forrest Whitaker played, Saul
Saw,
Guerrero.
yep, Saw Gerrera.
Okay,
Yep,
so
he's continuing on in various ways. So
yeah, well,
Until
yeah,
yeah.
yeah, in that because in that instance, because if you've ever, well, I don't know if you've ever played the Fallen Order, the Jedi game. He
mhm,
was actually in that.
right,
He was actually in that game. So that
Nice.
actually takes
yeah,
that takes place way before then. But yeah,
yeah,
Okay.
and yeah, Saw is showing up in Andor season 2, um, but they are Andor season 1. I mean, almost the entire, I'd say a good half of it takes place inside an Imperial prison with Andor, them trying to break Cassian Andor
Okay.
and his fellow inmates who are creating something. They don't know what. And just, man, um, the comment on the prison industrial complex is very valid.
Yeah.
They um, they go to a lot of places with it.
really,
Okay.
Yep,
okay.
yep. Um, so yeah, but Andor season 2 is coming. I'm looking forward to that. It's good. It's gonna be good to see Diego Luna back in a role that he loves. He obviously cares about. Um,
When are we
and
do the Mandalorian and Grogu movie?
it's still working. They're still working on
Okay.
it. There have been rumors this past week that Kathleen Kennedy is stepping down
Yes.
from Lucasfilm by the end of the year. We don't know.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
We don't know.
I heard that
It's
report
been
too.
rumors that have been popped up and denied and disproven and popped up and going back and forth. Um, we'll see with the Star Wars Celebration if there is an announcement.
Okay.
Um,
Okay.
so we'll see what happens with that. Um,
I am. Yeah.
I I will not repeat my general screed against Kathleen Kennedy here on the show. Um, I will not be sorry when she finally departs.
Yeah.
I will say,
Man, all I know is
because
this.
Then you've summed it up pretty much about how I
yeah,
feel about the situation.
yeah,
Because
she went in
the
without
last
a.
three Star Wars movies should have never happened.
Um,
I
I
didn't
think
think
they
they
should have
were
happened. They
that
should have happened
bad.
differently. The problem was that there was no
Bro,
grand connected story. She
Yeah.
went into with the mindset of step one, make more Star Wars movies. Step two, step three, profit.
yeah. No, bro,
My bro
I
said
hate to
step
say it.
two.
The last three, to me, the last
Yeah,
three movies, the
I'm not
last
calling.
three, I'll put it to you this way. I could never watch them again.
I'm not
I've
saying that
watched them
that
once, and
I'm I'm I'm
come on,
not I'm
chapter
not
eight,
I'm
chapter eight.
chapter eight. There were problems because, like I said, there was no coordination between J.J. Abrams, um, Rain. Oh, I can't remember the director. The director of Star Wars 8, and
Mhm.
then J.J. Abrams again for 9. There was
That was still a
no,
dumpster fire.
yeah, I'm not saying that they're great. I'm saying that to use the words of Dom DeLuise as Emperor Nero in History of the World Part 1, nice. Not thrilling, but nice.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'll
yeah.
say it like this. For me, I understand how people could not like it,
Mm-hmm.
but I have this annoying ability to set aside anything like reality to the larger universe, etc., with anything other than really like comic book movies. With the Star Wars movie, I kind of walk into each movie as its own movie, and I personally enjoyed the stories they were told. Was it the best? Was it better than when I saw the original Star Wars trilogy?
No,
No, not even
Jar Jar
close.
Binks.
No, I'm not talking about the 1, 2, and 3. I'm talking about 4, 5, and 6, the original
I know.
trilogy.
yeah,
Uh,
Yeah, yeah.
you know, what, no, but then again, no, I don't believe I'll ever get that feeling from a Star Wars movie,
yeah,
no
we're
matter
not,
what they do with it. Like,
yeah,
so I enjoyed them for what they were. Are they the best of the series? No, they'd be number 7, 8, and 9 on the list of the 9 movies. As far as which
yeah,
is for
To
where
me,
they would rank.
as far as I'm concerned, The Empire Strikes Back is still the best one because
mm-hmm.
nobody wins.
Yep.
Nobody wins, and the good guys do not win.
Yep.
Yep.
And
Yeah,
that's the one thing. Like, oh shit,
and
everybody got fucked up.
yeah,
You lost your hand. You got encased in ice,
yeah.
or you and no, bro.
See,
That's the
I understood the decisions that they made from a storytelling perspective
Mhm.
and the reasons for them. I don't necessarily agree, but I understand. And so that's why, like I said, they are 7, 8, and 9 in the
Yeah.
list of the mainline trilogies. Um,
Mhm.
and
And if you want to
we'll
go
see.
further, you can push them beyond
Yeah,
Rogue One as well. Like you can
yeah,
push them down to number 8, 9, and 10. Like I get it, but I do understand that. I do say this. It's kind of like the same argument I've made for Batman v Superman: Dawn of Justice the entire time. Take that movie, rip it out of the continuity of the DCEU, wrap it in a bubble, and is it a good movie? Yes, 100%. It's an awesome movie. Take it out of that bubble wrap and try to somehow fit it in the square peg or as a square peg into the round hole that was the DCEU, and you're gonna be looking like an idiot trying to do something over and over again, expecting a different result.
Yeah. Yep.
It can be the same thing with 7, 8, and 9. As individual movies, they were not that bad. They were decently done. I'm not gonna even say really good. They were decently done. Are they the worst of the Star Wars movies? Yes. But are they bad movies objectively? I don't think so.
Let's not forget the Ewok
Solo.
movies. Nope. Solo was okay.
Yeah.
Solo was fine. Yeah.
What are you talking about? Solo just told Jacob he loved him last Friday, man.
Yeah. I love you, Solo.
All right.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
So, yeah,
That's
no,
fun.
Solo was another good movie. I don't know. I liked Childish Gambino in there
As Lando.
As Lando.
Lando. Oh yeah, dude. Yeah, give us a Lando series with Donald Glover.
Yeah, I'd watch it.
Hang on just a second. Oh yeah, I definitely have to give the shout out. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, in the building, the one and only Ronzi, in it for the fashion.
Hey.
Thank you. Good evening. How are you?
Raise the roof.
Yeah.
Right.
I know. Ain't
And
nobody raised the
also-
roof since the 90s.
And also our favorite moderator, the one and only C. Jonte, in the building.
What's
Yeah,
up,
The
Sean?
moderate
Jonte?
diva. How you doing? How you doing?
All right.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I definitely appreciate you tapping in.
All right.
Always
So,
a pleasure. Always.
We love all of our listeners, viewers, whatever, our observers.
and you know what? You know what's funny? Is nobody ever? Oh yeah, we did. I was gonna say nobody ever answered the question about the Gene Hammond, but we did. So
Yep.
here's
Yeah.
what we are going to do, fellas. We're gonna, unless anybody else has anything else, we're gonna stop it right there. Okay, we're gonna go to our commercial block a little bit early. You guys say, Kevin, why? We want more
Yeah.
content. Trust me, on the other side of that break is a lot
coming.
Yeah.
more content. So be sure to stick with us. You're watching the Cheap Pop Podcast right here on Twitch TV. First GenXers.
Yeah.
Peace.
Yeah.
This is now versus then. This is now versus then. Get on your mark, let's go. This is now versus then. Burning up your radio, still turning up the heat with Poetic on the flow. Got you moving to the beats with the Saint as your host. Shout out the collective, hold it down, we gon' clown, that's the lesson. Where Generation X meets Generation Next, with them bangers from the east to the south to the west. Yeah, this how we do it in Sacktown. Slide to the studio, yup, it goes down. Everybody fall through. These beats gon' pound, waking the game up, told you it goes down. And this is only the intro. Turn the mics on, shout out to my kinfolk. Where you at, y'all? Let's get this started. Turn down for what? We about to start the party. Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go. This is now versus then. This is now versus then. This is now versus then. This is now versus then.
You got to keep it. You got to keep it lovely. You got to keep it. You got to keep it lovely. Success comes right after the struggle. I ain't even giving up on whatever I wanted. The tragedies I've seen, I can't even stomach. Most of y'all weak as shit and would've started running. Every time I make it back to the crib, I'm thankful the Most High let me see all of it. Grateful I'm lovely, and I'm being real with this. Please don't judge me, I'ma stay on my shit. I'ma keep a grind mode button, push it, make it do something. No balls for me, cause I'm a loose cannon. I get to choose, camera, switch it up, look up a new banner. Keep smoking on that banner.
the beholder. But the definition of beauty is distorted. Yeah, come on. Searching for yourself, so insecure about the way you look, so you go to Miami. You can't find the love within yourself.
Hey, what's up, y'all out there in TV land or Twitch land or whatever we're doing today? My name is Dark Lord 100, aka Double KK Double. I am the host of the Cheap Pop Podcast and the Classroom, as well as your favorite music show, KD5P. I'm here to tell you about the Live 365 lineup that we have coming up starting on February 3rd, Monday, February 3rd. We'll open up Mondays through Fridays with Now versus Then. Deuce, classic episode from the Blog Talk Radio days. We follow that up with an FU Wrestling podcast from Spreaker, starring myself, Double K, and your boy Cole. We follow that up with, again, me, Double K's Classroom, old sports show I used to do, 30 minutes from 6:20 to 6:50. We follow that up with West Coast Bias, myself, O'Malley Duel, and Suave, bringing you sports talk from a few years back. Then we have Now versus Then. That's the centerpiece of our day at 9:35 a.m. with a classic episode of Now versus Then. And every Wednesday at 9:35, you'll get a new episode of Now versus Then Deuce from Twitch. At 12:45, you'll hear an episode of KD5P, K-Do's Fifth Period music class that you can hear right here on Live 365 every Saturday night. And you can hear a replay of it every Tuesday night at 12, or Tuesday afternoon at 12:45. You can also listen to at 3:20 the Cheap Pop Podcast, followed by NBT Deuce at 5:30. Great episodes. Probably the same episode from the morning. Lip Gloss and Mics has now moved to the 9:05 slot with a new episode of The Classroom on every Friday. And then we close out our night down and dirty with the Kings and Queens of Porn. That'll be every Monday through Friday right here on Live 365. Catch us at live365.com/First GenXers, or you can go to the Live 365 app, look for the First GenXers Radio Network, and that's where you'll find us. All this and more right here on Live 365. Peace.
To say Jaden Daniels has been fun to watch and getting to see him grow, because I think he is going to be a good quarterback. Yes. And so I'm happy that that is one of the Monday Night Football games that actually could be a decent game. Yeah. Yeah. I think I care more about seeing that game, and not just because of him, but I care more about that one than I do the earlier game.
All right, and it's Double K back with you again, host of the Cheap Pop Podcast in the Classroom, also your favorite music show, KD5P, and I'm here to talk to you about the Saturday and Sunday lineup. Last video we did Monday through Friday. This week we're going to do Saturday and Sunday. All these shows will be airing on Saturday and Sunday concurrently till about mid-afternoon, and then we go into two different lineups. On Saturday, Sunday mornings at 12:30 a.m., you get a classic episode of Brick House 2.0, followed up by Lovely Radio, which is back on the air with First GenXers. And we have Mr. Deacon at 5:15 a.m. Sam Brett Radio now moves up from the 10 a.m. slot to 7:25 a.m. on Saturdays and Sundays, and the 10 o'clock slot now goes to Ms. Optimism, back with us again after a short hiatus. We follow that up with another episode of Lovely Radio at 12:10, and then we get Sam Brett one more time at 2:45. You get about an hour and 15-minute episode on Sundays, and you get a full 2-hour episode on Saturdays. That episode will air right before the live episode of K-Double's 5th period music class on Saturday nights from 5 to 8. Right here live on Live 365, where K-Double brings you some of the hottest tunes from the 70s, 80s, 90s, and 2000s. And then we close out Saturday nights with the Worldwide Wrestling Podcast from 8:15 to 11. So on Sundays, you go from Sam Brett to 410 The Classroom, 45-minute episode of an old version of The Classroom that we had over on Spreaker. And we'll follow that up with Dirty Talk 101 at 5:30. And we close out with 740, the Worldwide Wrestling Podcast, another great edition of me and your boy Cole. And then we close out at 10:10 p.m. with the Sidebar. So thank you for listening or seeing me here on Twitch if you're watching on Twitch or YouTube. And join us on any one of our platforms here at First GenXers and Double KK Double Network. You got 2KK2network.com, my website. You also have the twitch.tv/First GenXers, and you also have Live 365 where you can find us or you're listening to us here. And we also have for those podcast folks over on Spreaker, a place where you can find the Cheap Pop Podcast and the Classroom on podcast. You can download it and everything. So that's it from me for this week. This time around, I'll be back again with a new schedule as of May 1st. But until then, y'all enjoy this lineup and stay up. Peace. All right, now we jump back in. And okay, guys, Elimination Chamber happened this weekend. And let's just say this. Triple H, you delivered, sir. You delivered on promises we didn't even know you made. Yeah. So we're going to open talking about the Open, which was the women's chamber match, which opened up in possibly one of the most shocking ways for the average fan that it wasn't funny. Jade Cargill, 3 debuts, looking fine as hell in her little black outfit, like gone girl.
Yep.
Comes running out.
Got the
Liv,
Snicker than a snicker.
Yeah, Liv Morgan is now scared for her life. She's shaking in her boots. And she runs right past Liv and beats the shit out of Naomi.
Yep.
For a good 5 minutes. Beats the holy shit out of Naomi. And we all have our theories. I personally think it's what Michael Cole was saying during when Naomi was getting the ass beating. I think Naomi was the one who took out Jade. I think Jade knows that. And so it ended with Jade slamming the damn chamber door onto Naomi.
Multiple times.
Yeah. And Naomi being eliminated at that point.
and
Gentlemen, your thought.
taken out on a stretcher.
Yes, gentlemen, your thoughts on that moment in the show.
Um, I kind of knew it was coming, just for the simple fact the way Naomi even got into the championship, even getting involved in the championship run. Like I was suspect from the get go, but I never really looked at it. Of course, Liv is gonna play her villainous role or what have you, but nah, bruh. Mm-mm.
Yeah, I
I,
mean, I
I
want.
wasn't. I wasn't totally. I wasn't always thrilled. I mean, I was
Yeah,
root for Naomi, but nah.
yeah. I mean, we were talking about this a couple weeks ago about what's going to happen when Jade returns. Well, we just found out.
Yeah.
Um, and I want to give props to Liv Morgan for selling the fuck out of Naomi's return.
I'll be honest
Because,
with you. Oh, go ahead. I don't. I think that she was selling it because I
yeah,
don't think she knew that Naomi was going to get hit until Naomi got hit. I
right.
think she genuinely thought Jade Cargill was coming for her ass,
Yeah,
because I think that they had some, either they witnessed it or they were there when it happened. Both the same thing. I know people. Sorry,
right,
but somehow they are connected to it. And you're right.
right.
Liv sold the shit out
I'm
of that.
I am thinking that it's possible that for whatever reason, Liv got Naomi to do her dirty work.
Could be.
Nah,
Could
I
be.
nah,
mean,
That's an angle.
nah,
That's an angle. That's a possible
nah.
angle.
I
But
can't. I can't see that.
I th-
yeah,
I have to agree with Slim that with Saint that I think that it's a slim chance, but I
yeah,
see where you're coming from with it. I see where you're
yeah.
coming from with it.
But
Uh,
regardless, though,
Because if that's the
fantastic.
case,
Yeah,
because if that was the case, we could see the plot being made that you know Bianca and Jade is gonna get back into the some big betrayal. Yeah, I mean I could see it, but nah.
all
yeah.
right. So,
But regardless,
good.
women's elimination chamber, the whole match in general,
Well, I was just about
fantastic.
to move on to that. Yeah.
Oh,
So after Naomi was eliminated, you get Liv in the ring laughing, blah 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 blah. Ironically, the first person out into the ring after Naomi is eliminated is Bianca Belair.
okay, yeah,
Now that's critical because she comes in at number 2 out of 6. And I will have to say, like Dave said, all of the girls gave a hell of a show. A hell of a
fantastic.
show.
Yeah,
Yeah, fantastic. From
um,
Liv to Bailey to who else?
Roxanne,
Roxanne
To
Perez.
Roxanne Perez, who put up a hell of a show. To Blissy, my
yep,
girl Blissy, who was in the final 3, only to be taken out by Liv Morgan. Here's what I think. I was getting to that just to say this. I think we're gonna see Blissy and Nikki Fox take the titles from Liv and Nikki Cross take the titles from Liv and Raquel Rodriguez.
Raquel. Yeah,
Huh.
Because now you've
You think
already lit
so?
that fire. Now you've already lit that fire with Liv being the one to eliminate Alexa Bliss when she was so close at the final 3, and
hmm,
you already have that set off. And if you watch this week's SmackDown, I believe it was, or this week's was it SmackDown? Yeah, when Roxanne Perez was celebrating and Alexa Bliss pops up. This was before the chamber match. Alexa Bliss pops up, gives her sister Abigail, and while she's standing in the ring, they flash a picture of the Wyatt Six. There's been long rumored, Saint thought as well, that they were going to be linking those two together, and it looks like that's the route they're going with. So
I called it.
but I'm telling you, if they do go that route, what I think we're seeing is going to happen because she's fucking with primarily like I said, she's going to be fucking with Liv Morgan. Start waiting to see her start fucking with Liv Morgan, and then you're going to see them. It's going to be them versus Nikki Cross, and it's going to be the first set of belts that the Wyatt Six hold. Mark my words. I said it. I said it here on the show. Uh, but yeah,
yeah,
and then you
I
get
can see it. I
yeah,
can see that. I can see that.
Yeah, you
Because
get,
Nikki Cross is a beast too.
and I think they've been looking for something to do with the Wyatt Six. Like I think you're gonna start seeing Alexa Bliss come out on Uncle Howdy's arm. Watch on Bo Dallas's arm when he comes out for matches. Expect big things from the Wyatt Six in 2025. We haven't seen them for a while, but with Alexa Bliss on board now, expect to see big things from them. Big
Okay.
things.
Right.
But
Go on,
lots of interpersonal matches in women's elimination,
Yeah.
where you got Bailey versus Roxanne Perez
Yeah,
in there.
well, that's a feud that's been going on a lot recently.
Yeah.
You also had what was it? Alexa Bliss and now Liv Morgan versus fucking everybody.
And now can we take a moment to appreciate Bianca Belair redefining whip that thing?
Oh yeah. Oh, she been beating people with that
Oh,
damn
yeah.
hair
I know.
for months
I know.
now. Yeah.
I just didn't know that was that solid
Yeah.
in there.
Man,
Yeah.
that's a pop.
Bamboo stick. Big
That's a
bamboo
hell of a
stick.
pop.
That was a fucking pop.
Yes, it was.
Yes, for those who don't know what we're talking about, Liv Morgan went up on top of one of the pods late in the match. Bianca Belair followed her, grabbed her braid, and they were tug of war. Bianca pushes Liv off, and then smacked
While she's hanging there, she can't do
Yeah.
anything but hold. Oh.
across the abdomen with that braid of hers. And man, you think that was like right in the middle of an Indiana Jones movie. That was a whip crack. And you saw it on Liv.
That's
If
the
you-
shit.
Dave,
That's
let
the
me
crack
tell you
heard
this.
around the world, bro.
When they bring, if you have Peacock or when they bring everything over to Netflix
Yeah.
finally,
Yeah.
watch WrestleMania. Oh God, what was it? It was 2021 when Sasha Banks and Bianca Belair faced off, and Bianca oh God, so you could at the end of the match you could see
I
the
remember
welts across Sasha Banks' stomach because she just whack. Oh, as Kendrick Lamar was like, whop, whop, whop. Anyway,
Yeah. That was, but yeah, I mean, having never seen that level from Bianca Belair before, I was like, damn. I mean,
and Bianca, for those of you who
I
don't know,
I know people, I know people who are in the bondage space, into the whips and chains and stuff, and
I don't know those people.
they can,
I don't know those people.
even the whips that they use in there are designed to be soft rather than hard, and they don't produce those welts. So yeah, that was serious.
All I got to do is give it up though, 5-star to Liv Morgan for holding on. Because as soon as that thing hit me, I'd have crumpled up and let go and fell 10 feet to the chamber floor. Like, no more.
Full props to Liv. She is becoming my favorite bad girl.
Yeah. She's
I'm
pretty
still-
awesome. Her and Raquel.
I mean, I'm all in for Bailey, repping the Bay.
Yeah.
And
man.
Lyra Valkyria is my Raven Queen.
Whoo!
Yeah. But Liv for the bad girl side, yeah, I'll take Liv any of them any day.
Expect at some point this year the New Day to win tag team titles. Mark my words, 2025. Well, I'll say, but okay. So that match ended with Bianca Belair, and it ended with a very interesting scene. It ended up with Belair winning it. Belair leaving the ring after the chamber has been brought up, after celebrating with the fans. And she walks up the rampway. While she's celebrating, Labria Ripley walks out from behind her.
Yeah.
Comes and stands next to her. And here's what I loved about this moment. They turn it face to face. And they're facing off. And here comes little EO Sky.
Yep.
What's up? Like, EO's like, don't forget about me.
Yeah.
She's got her match tonight or tomorrow night.
Tomorrow
on
night,
Raw.
yeah.
She's got her championship match. I think what's going to end up happening is the EO championship match is going to somehow be like interrupted or something like that by Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez, and it's gonna end up going in favor of Rhea Ripley. She's going to keep the belt, and that's going to be a reason for her to go and complain to Adam Pearce and get herself put into the championship match at WrestleMania, making it a triple threat. I could very much see that happen.
Yeah, let's see.
That could
Not
work.
guaranteeing it, but I could very much see that happening.
That could work.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
with that match over, we get to our two cool down matches, is what I call them, because the men's match was pretty hot. So was the women's match. These were two cool down matches in between. The first cool down match was Trish Stratus and Tiffany Stratton, the current women's world champion, or not the women's world, but the women's champion, beat Nia Jax and who else was it? Nia Jax and Candice LeRae
Candice LeRae, yeah.
in the tag team match.
Now, you all know, hold on a second. I want to go ahead and give a shout out to my homie, the one and only Emotion the Poet, 1985.
What's up?
Tapping in from the city of Winston-Salem, North Carolina. What's good with you, fam? What's good?
No
All right,
worries, no
so
worries.
you know I love me some Nia Jax. You know,
Love my girl.
I hate when she loses, but you know, hey, it is what it is.
It's
So be
Tiffy
it.
time.
But that was Tiffy time, yeah. But yeah, Tiffy time. I like that whole thing with the
Trish and
with her
Tiffany Stratton.
with Trish Stratus with the one, and then she points down at the clock like, oh yeah, the points at the watch like, okay,
And bravo to Trish Stratus. Like,
Yeah.
the girl still
Yeah.
got it in her. You know,
Yep.
I love the fact that she only comes back and wrestles for selected things. For those of you who don't remember, who are going to be like, oh, yeah, dude, she's just a part-timer. Actually, yes and no. She is a part-timer now, but when she first came back to WWE a few years back, she did like a year and a half run with, like, who was it? Like, it wasn't Shayna Baszler. I forget which wrestler it was, but she did like a year storyline where it culminated in like them two facing off in a one-on-one match. But I think it was Shayna Baszler. But at the end of the day, like, Trish Stratus has still got it. Go on, girl.
yeah,
Go on. You put on a show
49
for
too.
your kid.
Yeah, and she's 49.
Only 2 years older
Let's
than me.
that's
Make me feel a
you
lot better
know.
about hitting on her next time I see her.
I
No,
love-
I'm messing with you.
that's why I love Generation X, man. I love us.
Yep.
I love us.
Hell of a match, though. Hell of a match. We followed that up with, I call it a cool down match, but it was a hell of a match. And it was between two of Canada's own, Kevin Steen and Sammy. I don't know his real name, so I'm just gonna call him by his ring name, Sami Zayn. And it wasn't official, as Adam Pearce said. It was
Yeah,
unsanctioned.
it was unsanctioned.
Yeah.
Listen, can we just go ahead and say that it was an unsanctioned table match? Because man, there were tables all around.
Well, any
Sammy went through
unsanctioned
4
match is
tables.
going to involve. Yes, I would say it's going to involve
Sammy
a lot
went
of
through
tables.
4 tables tonight.
Two
Twice.
of them. Two
And
of them at once.
Yeah.
At
And
once,
yeah, like, dude, like I really felt bad for him. Like,
Yeah.
geez, bro.
And-
They wanted to put on a show for their home crowd town, like
Yep,
our
and
hometown
they
crowd,
did.
and they did. Yo,
That's about as bad as well. I don't think nothing be as bad as that slam from Cody. I think
Yeah.
that's gonna be a slammy of the year.
And, going back to the Cody Rhodes Kevin Owens match,
yeah,
it's like what Dark Lord said, where it was brutal, but not bloody.
yeah. Very much so.
And this one was very much not bloody.
Yes,
And there's good points and bad points to that.
yeah,
The good points was that, it was fantastic action, fantastic storyline. The bad point was when they brought out the folding chair wrapped in barbed wire. You could tell there were no barbs on that. It was just twisted wire.
yeah. Well,
And
they're
the
not
very,
trying to kill each other.
no, no, no,
No,
no,
I
no.
feel you. I
Oh,
feel
yeah.
you. I feel you.
No,
I'm just
but
joking with you.
what I'm saying is that, EC Dub, there would have been barbs on that
Oh
barber
yeah,
punch.
they would have the wrestlers would have demanded it. Like
Yeah,
Mick Foley, all them boys, Sabu, yeah, they lived for that shit.
yeah, but you know, using the chair, to cheese grate Kevin Owens' face on a chair slam, and then
Okay,
whapped them on the back with it, multiple times. It was very bloodless, brutal but bloodless,
yes.
and it kind of it stretched the uh, it stretched the kayfabe.
The imagination
Yeah.
of it, yeah. Well, okay. Here's the thing about it. The most brutal moment in the match for me personally is there's a sequence, right? It's 2 or 3 brutal moves in a sequence, right? Sami Zayn, who's been being beat down by Kevin Owens in the match at this point, comes back, grabs him in this like reverse, like half Nelson, suplexes him, right?
Yeah.
Right next to the chair that had been set up in
Yeah.
the ring. Then Kevin Owens stumbles up from that, swings at him, he gets him in it again, and this time dumps him directly on the chair. Right? But he does not fully break the chair.
First face onto the chair.
Right. And
Yeah.
so the chair does not break completely. Less than 30 seconds after this, they run through another sequence where Kevin Owens picks Sami Zayn up in this brainbuster type suplex and drops his neck directly onto the chair. It was the most brutal sequence I have seen in a wrestling match that did not involve blood in the last 40, 50 years, 10, 20, I'm exaggerating, but 10, 20 years. Like that, they looked like Sami Zayn should have been dead.
Yeah.
Like Kevin Owens should have been
I
dragging
agree.
a lifeless body.
Oh,
I
listen, look, I felt sad for him, man.
Mhm.
Like those two guys, man, that was a straight up. That was what we used to call a slobber knocker. That was times 3.
Yep.
Okay, like Jr. would have been calling like,
Yeah. Stop the damn match. This guy has a family. Yeah. And that's one of the few criticisms I have. I mean, first of all, the first criticism I have of the match was starting it off with the lights dim, the way that they did.
I think that was
and
I think you were right. That was a mechanical malfunction
Right.
with the arena.
Yeah, and
Over the
where
stadium.
they had to get the cameraman really close up so you could tell that Sammy and Kevin were going slow onto their spots because they didn't want to stumble around in the dark and hurt each other in there. So it slowed down the pace of the moves considerably, and then they brought the lights back up. The other thing was the announce table, I think, was really, really overselling the match in there. They were trying to get back into the feel of the JR, that man has a family, by God. And it just...
Michael Cole did learn at the feet of JR.
Oh, yeah, I got
so,
that.
yeah.
But Michael Cole wasn't the one that was doing it. It was Pat McAfee and Wade Barrett.
Yeah.
They were really
yeah,
yeah.
I mean, they are they are the commentators,
Yeah. But it just,
what
but
you
it
call
gets-
the straight laced one.
Yeah.
Right. But
So-
it gets into the idea of any visual storytelling. Show, don't tell.
Yeah.
And when you're emphasizing the telling over the showing, it kind of makes the showing feel a little bit less spectacular.
Fair enough.
Okay, that's a good assessment.
Like I said, that's those are my only comment. From the
Negative
wrestling
comments.
standpoint,
Yeah.
from the wrestling standpoint, it was fantastic. It was great. And let's not forget at the end, as Kevin Owens is beating an
Oh, yeah.
unresponsive Sami Zayn.
Out comes, I hear voices in my head. The man that everybody was hoping to see. You heard a stadium erupt as he walked out. And yeah, he charged out to the ring. Randy, of course, being old school, gives us the slow, like,
Randy
comes out
Orton,
like Randy Orton, like slow entrance, and then takes off the coat. And Kevin Owens at this point is in the ring, basically asking for it, saying, "Come on, come on." And Randy runs into the ring, and a couple of couple of moves later, Kevin Owens is taking an RKO.
Didn't he take? Did he take two?
Yeah, he did. He did,
Yeah.
and almost a punt to the head.
Yeah.
If the officials hadn't jumped in the way.
Yeah. Yeah. Also, speaking of the officials, Kevin Owens taking out like half the officiating crew trying to stop him from beating on Sami Zayn.
Oh, that was hilarious, though. He took out, like, Sami Zayn accidentally kicked one ref because Kevin Owens pulled him in front of him. And then Kevin Owens just took out the other ref for no reason because he wouldn't count three.
And
He just said, "Ah!"
Yeah. And they kept bringing in more refs to try to, end the match after Kevin Owens was declared. And Kevin's like, no, I'm beating the crap out of. I still have some more, work out of this government mule that I'm beating on right here. And like literally, it was like 6 refs got just absolutely
Refs
taken
and security.
down by. Yeah, refs.
Yeah,
and
they were
security.
devastated, man.
But in the real though, like the end of that match was amazing. Nobody expected Randy Orton to make a comeback. Like nobody even knew he was ready to make a comeback. So seeing Randy come back out and entertain the fans and the pop he got, I'm definitely was happy with that ending to that sequence. I think we're setting up for Randy versus KO at WrestleMania, which is going to be a huge match. Randy actually has just to finish up the Randy Orton subject. One of my favorite moments in wrestling history. If you go back to WrestleMania 33, that was the WrestleMania that was in Levi Stadium. Randy Orton had a one-on-one match with Seth Rollins. Seth Rollins, to finish this match, Seth Rollins goes for a stomp. Randy Orton, instead of going down and into the mat, pushes up, and Seth launches himself off of Randy Orton, goes basically, what do they call it, waterboard, floorboard, straight board, and comes back down, and Randy catches him for an RKO. It's literally, if you ever watch any top 10 list for RKOs, it was that one.
That was that was the number one.
Yeah.
That was the number one.
And who had 2 fingers and was there live for it? This guy. Anyway, and now we get to the men's chamber match, which had its fair share of surprises.
Yes. We need answers, gentlemen.
Well, no.
We need answers.
I need an answer to this.
We needed answers. We needed an answer from the women's elimination chamber.
Who the hell made the call to have fucking Logan Paul pin anybody? Like, I'm like, that mother. Anyway, yeah. I'll tell you, here are the 3 surprises for me. Drew didn't make it as far into the match as I thought he would. Logan Paul shouldn't have pinned anybody. And then the finish hinted at what came after, and we'll get to what came after we get through the match. But the finish, now that I think about it, hinted at what came after, and I'll tell you why. Yeah, overall, the men's elimination chamber match was hella good.
Yeah,
Okay.
it was fantastic.
Let's just say, my favorite part was when CM Punk was just waiting. He was just talking his shit. He was just like, yeah, motherfucker, like, I'm coming for your ass. And when he did, boy, he went and took off on this motherfucker, man. And I was like, yeah, good. I felt like Emperor Palpatine, like, good.
Yes, let the hate flow
Good.
through
Let
you.
the hate flow through you, because he was whooping his ass.
Oh yeah.
He got what he deserved, talking that shit. I was just hoping that everybody with a temporary alliance just like passing Logan Paul around like, get this bitch. Just dumping on him. Dumping on him.
Man.
Yeah, I mean, I think that because we got a couple of moments of Punk and Cena teaming up to perform some heart attacks. And I think that wasn't Logan Paul on the receiving end of a heart attack?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
I believe so. Like
So,
Logan,
yeah.
it was an amazing match. All the guys, like I said, seeing McIntyre go out first was a big surprise too.
I was trying to remember who Logan Paul took out. Damian Priest.
Yep.
Yeah.
So I think we're actually looking.
Drew McIntyre. That was fun getting him put out. Get out there.
Yeah, that roll up was off the hook with Damian Priest.
Yeah, but Damian Priest getting taken out by Logan Paul.
Yeah.
I would not mind seeing Damian Priest whoop on Logan Paul.
We could be seeing Priest, Paul, and McIntyre at WrestleMania. Like we could very well see that. Like because it ties the three of them together. You know, but we'll see what happens with it. We'll see what happens with it. I was surprised to see him go out first, and then I was surprised to see Logan Paul is the one who put out Priest. So we'll see how that happens. And here's what's funny is they gave Logan Paul his moment to shine. They did. Mm-hmm. They gave him his moments to shine, and he did. And shine he did. Go for it, young man.
Well,
as Muhammad Ali would say, rumble, young man, rumble.
I mean, let's face it, the entire event was an ad for Logan Paul's sports drink.
Well, until he becomes he's a legit wrestler. That's their partnership with Prime. It's part of the deal.
So
legit. To bring his 15 million followers with him.
Yeah, but yeah, CM Punk and John Cena, just fantastic ring work. Yeah, that was what we wanted to see. Just the two legends getting into the ring together. And
if you notice, it was hilarious. Right before Punk steps in the ring, I forget who Punk laid out over in the corner. He turns around, and I think it was Seth Rollins. Or was it Logan Paul? And he turns around, and Cena's standing in the ring, and they put the camera on Cena for a split second. You hear him say, "That's what they want."
Yep.
Like as the crowd's going berserk. Because, they do want CM Punk and John Cena. And we may be getting that before WrestleMania, being that Cena's, Cena won the Elimination Chamber and is going on to face Cody.
Thanks to interference by Seth freaking Rollins.
Let's get to that. And that right there is the moment when I said it hints at him, at what came afterwards. Because Super Cena,
what came after
doesn't want to take advantage of a moment like that with Punk, with Rollins stepping in like that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Superman Cena comes and potentially stops Seth from stomping him instead of grabbing him and taking pure advantage of the fact that this stomp happened, and CM Punk is now out. So that was a crazy way to end the match.
Yeah.
You know, and on top of that, remember, CM Punk never tapped out. CM Punk passed out.
Yep.
And the ref called the match. Remember that, because that's going to be brought up in the next 6 weeks before we get to WrestleMania.
Yep.
Remember that.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, WrestleMania takes place on 420 weekend.
And and that's a third. Oh man, I could see a triple threat with that. That
could be, but I think a certain somebody can make sure that doesn't happen. Yeah. So after the chamber match,
the final boss,
we closed out with the segment that carried over.
We have a feel good moment of John Cena and CM Punk congratulating each other on a match well fought. And Cena gets the victory, and CM Punk walks off the stage, only to have Cody Rhodes enter the face,
which kicks off our final segment, and the segment I know all of y'all that watched Elimination Chamber have been waiting for us to talk about. Basically, give you full setup. For some odd reason, Travis Scott comes out with The Rock.
Yeah, it's like,
talk about random, Yeah, we're just gonna put you. We have our contract says we have to do something with you.
Yeah.
Like here, you know, uh, like it was it was an amazing moment in every stage of how it went on. Somebody here was like, "Oh, Cody's gonna be turning heel. He's gonna accept the offer because he's wearing a black suit." All right.
I thought about that. I thought
Yeah.
about that for a second because look, you know, when they change, when they become heels,
Yeah, the clothing changes.
they come wearing the clothing, and
That's what
I
made this
thought,
swerve so perfect.
yeah,
That's what made this swerve so perfect. Cena stays in the ring. Cody comes out first, as Dave described, and of course, right behind him comes the final boss. Um,
okay, hold on,
uh,
excuse me, just a second, because
was,
that the final boss. Okay, look, Travis
yeah.
Scott, why were you there? We didn't need you.
Yep.
Stay the fuck away from the wrestling ring.
They
No,
needed him there. They needed him there for the sage smudging.
I mean, look, I understand he has the theme.
yeah.
No,
Uh,
we don't need you.
so
Keep your ass away.
we
Go
come next.
far away.
We come
Bye.
next to The Rock and
Cody.
Cody facing off, and as you guys know, The Rock asked for Cody's
Soul.
Cody's soul, and of course, Cody had to give you the good old swerve of "I want it all, Rock," da da da, and then closes out and proceeds to tell The Rock to go fuck himself, which was one of the
Yeah.
greatest moments in
Because he-
WWE history.
that-
No
because-
bleeping,
listen,
no blurping.
That
Go fuck
Co-
yourself.
Because
no,
Cody.
that right there.
Yeah.
Hold on. That right there was like I can tell that every single little kid that looks up to Cody is probably like got their ice cream cone and it's like and the ice cream drops, you know what I'm saying, right off the
Yeah.
ice cream.
I-
Like I
I-
sat there and was like, are you fucking kidding me?
I see
Yep.
it. I see it a little bit differently. I
Yeah,
see that a
and-
lot of parents this next week are going to have to be shouting language because they're going to have. So there's going to be a lot of kids telling a lot of
But-
other little kids, "Go
Yeah.
fuck yourself."
But Cody stayed face by telling The Rock that he had already sold his soul long ago to this ring and to these people, indicating the audience in there. And then he tells Rock to go fuck himself in there. And okay, who was it at the announce table who said, "That is the most outrageous thing I've heard in the history of things said"? A little bit more, a little bit too enthusiastic there, my man.
Yeah, a little bit.
Okay.
Just to
Hold
answer
on.
Real Boss's question, no, I
Yeah,
don't think
no.
we're seeing a turn
No.
back to the Doctor of Thugonomics.
No.
But what
It'll
happened
probably
next?
be a new type of thugonomics, but yeah.
I think we're going to see something almost completely different. Watch.
Oh,
But
let's get back to Cody says. "Fuck
yeah,
you,
so
Rock."
Cody says that Cena goes berserk, clapping, cheering the fact that Cody just told The Rock to go F himself, just all over the place, man. Cody, yeah, John Cena, and then he looks at Cody. Cody looks at him. They smack hands. They hug.
Hold
Then
on,
all of
hold
a
on.
sudden they cut to The Rock.
I got a
And The Rock
question. Hold on.
goes, "What's up?"
Hold on.
Because look, the man they called Trey, what happened at the press conference?
I'll get to that. We're gonna.
Yeah,
get to that.
I need
All right?
answers. Okay.
So Rock looks back. Rock gives the signal like this, and I myself, because they're only focusing on The Rock, like he's telling
What?
Travis Scott to jump in or something. Like who
Yeah.
the fuck is he talking to? And they turn around, and Cena's face has gone from smiling to straight serious.
Terminated.
He takes a
Yep.
step back while still holding Cody's hand and goes, "Welcome to footballs." And no, that's that necessary roughness reference again. And he
Yeah.
kicks Cody in the balls, and The Rock, Cody, and Travis Scott, or not Cody, The Rock, John Cena, and Travis Scott proceed to beat the living poop.
Shit.
I'll say.
Dog
Out
shit.
of Cody. Dog shit. They yeah. As Stone Cold would
But
say,
why
they found a
Travis
motorhome.
Scott?
Yeah, I didn't understand. Again, why were you there?
It's
That
the
could have taken
yeah,
place.
same.
like
It's the same that he's burning.
uh,
It's important for ritual
no,
purification.
and a
yes.
belt, and he has a belt. I mean,
Yeah.
it's an insult.
What the hell
It's
is
one
that belt
thing.
anyway?
Yeah, exactly. That's my point. Like he has the mic in his hand. Use that shit. Don't come out carrying a fucking belt, man. Where it's that's
It's
insulting
the
our
Rock's belt.
intelligence.
Maybe he's just
Yeah.
the Rock's
Oh yeah,
right hand
yeah.
man.
Oh
We'll
yeah.
see.
So
We'll
maybe
see.
it's gonna be his
But
lapdog.
Yeah.
Yeah.
after the beatdown, John
Got your
Cena
belt up
and
real nice,
I
Mr.
mean,
Johnson.
and yeah.
I'll say The
Oh,
Rock and Cena stand tall, and
yeah.
I'm gonna present this to y'all before we address what the man they call Trey is saying. Yeah, that the press conference was dope.
But there
I
was
want to address this. Everybody's saying this is a heel turn. I think the reason behind what he's doing makes it not a heel turn. It makes it a tweener turn. Stone Cold, when he aligned with McMahon, he didn't become anybody different. He was still Stone Cold. He was just a dude who did what he had to do to fucking win the championship. I think what we're seeing is a similar storyline with John Cena. I don't think John Cena is becoming a bad dude. I don't think that they're making him a heel. I think we're just seeing John Cena fed up with losing and with coming up short and wanting to win that 17th title. That this is the extent that he's gone to.
Yep. Yep.
You know, like this is the length he's gone. And so, like, I don't think it's necessarily a heel turn. I think we're definitely going to see a different side of Cena. But I think what you're going to see is shit like John Cena coming out in suits.
Well,
instead of him coming out in the loyalty and respect type stuff. You're going to see him come out in the suits. But
so how about this?
A full heel turn.
Then how about this? He'll be in the same because even as the Doctor of Thugonomics, was one of my favorite like heel type characters. He really never really was a heel. He was just more of an annoyance. And I mean, don't get me wrong, he did drop rhymes every week and talk his shit, but he was never really a villain. Yeah. So I think I see like a more mature Doctor of Thugonomics, but
I don't necessarily think he's even going to go that far. I think we're going to see Cena. It's going to be the same Cena we've seen for the past decade. He's just not going to be always on the right side of things.
It's attitude era Cena.
To an extent.
Yeah. This is like you said. It's Cena doing the Stone Cold
prototype Cena,
the Triple H, all these.
I'm going to throw something else at you that Dave may not be familiar with, but Saint, you may be. Kind of wish Cole was because I know he is. He was there. Back in TNA, back in the day, there was this group that had Kurt Angle, Samoa Joe, AJ Styles, Kevin Nash, Booker T. They were called the Main Event Mafia. Okay?
Yeah.
I think we're going to see something similar. I think we're going to see something similar to that. I think we're going to see like this, dude, we're two of the most decorated men in all of, or think Triple H and Stone Cold Steve Austin, a 2-man power trip. Like, that's what we're about to get. Like, again, I don't think this is a full heel turn for Cena. Right. I think we're just going to see Cena doing, like, the offer was made. Remember, the offer was made to Cody, but Cena was the one that ended up accepting it. Do you see what I'm saying? Like, this is just Cena being frustrated and wanting to guarantee that he's going to win that title at WrestleMania.
Yeah. And here's the thing. If we get back all the way back to the set of Elimination Chamber, John Cena was the only one who got appointed in there. He didn't have to face a match.
He just said he's going to do it.
Right, and so I'm thinking that they're going to set it up to like this is what The Rock did for Cena in exchange for Cena's loyalty. They just didn't talk about it.
Could be.
I smell a match with The Rock towards the end.
I think if it is a match with The Rock, we're looking like Survivor Series.
Yeah.
Before that match takes place.
one thing though,
Or maybe
with
sooner. They fooled
yeah.
me a few times this year.
One thing, getting back to Cody Rhodes and that beatdown,
Yeah.
there was more blood on Cody Rhodes than Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens combined at the end of their match.
Yep. It shows you what the final boss can do, damn it. No. Well, okay, so now getting to
what Rio Boss was talking about.
And the man they call Trey.
Man they call Trey.
Yeah. The press conference. So basically, since you didn't see it, basically what happens is Cena comes out, arms crossed, looks at everybody before anybody can ask a question, takes the mic off of the stand, drops it, gets up, and walks out the press conference. My dog just said, yeah, I'm not answering your questions. Why, Cena, why? Kiss my ass. and you know what's great? Is I don't think we're going to see him again for like 3 weeks. Like I think he's going to take the next 3 weeks off just to leave everybody talking about it and going, why? Why'd you do it? Like, you're not going to hear from Cena directly for like 3 weeks. Because like I said, we got a 6-week
He might show up tomorrow.
He might. I'm not saying he won't.
Yeah.
I'm not saying he won't. I'm just saying, like, it would just be super funny if we just didn't hear from Cena for 3 weeks. Because there is no more pay-per-views between now and WrestleMania. 6 more weeks and we get WrestleMania. So, like, it would just be
almost
hilarious.
2 months.
Yeah. So we gotta, and you know what's funny is here's what I love is Triple H has changed the schedule back to kind of what it used to be. Because before Elimination Chamber and all of that, it was Royal Rumble, and then you had 8 weeks of build up to the matches at WrestleMania. There were no pay-per-views really initially. It was, and then they created Elimination Chamber as the pay-per-view between Royal Rumble and WrestleMania.
So you think there might be a Saturday night main event?
Oh no, I doubt there is. I don't think the next Saturday night main event is scheduled till after WrestleMania. But at the end of the day, what I'm saying is that I like it when they give the TV shows 6 to 8 weeks to build storylines before you go into the pay-per-view. Like, that's one of the things that I always hated about the month-to-month model, is it gave you no more than 4 weeks to set up, potentially 6 weeks to set up in between pay-per-views. So at the end of the day, this gives us that old WrestleMania build where, remember, like you said, back in the day, Saturday night's main event was the only thing you got, and maybe at best, between WrestleMania and Royal Rumble. And then you got your your weekly show of either Raw in the late 90s, early 2000s, or dating back pre that in the 80s when it was just Saturday night's main event. And then the Saturday morning show, was the weekly show, Superstars.
Yeah.
But it gives him 6 weeks to build these storylines. Bianca versus Rhea versus potentially
Io.
Bianca versus Io versus Io. You're now building your United States for your women and your men. You're building your United States Championship, because didn't LA Knight win a triple threat match with Jacob Fatu and Carmelo Hayes just this Friday on SmackDown for a shot at, I think that title shot is going to take place at WrestleMania.
Yes, sir.
They're building, like, I think they're building the Braun Breaker versus AJ Styles for the Intercontinental title. I think we're building the 2 ladder matches at WrestleMania for the tag team titles. I think we're building to Street Profits, Motor City Machine Guns, DIY, Pretty Deadly. And is there a 5th team in there? I think we're looking at those 4 tag teams. And Los Garza, yeah. Los Garza. Yeah. And those 5 in a ladder match for the tag team, for the SmackDown tag team titles, or for the WWE tag team titles. And then you're looking at War Raiders, American Made, what else? Or the Creed Brothers. I thought there was another tag team in there, isn't there? New Day, and the boys from the LWO.
Okay.
I think you're building to those in a ladder match for the Raw tag team titles, or for the World Heavyweight tag team titles. And then it's Lyra versus probably Ivy Nile for the women's Intercontinental. They're probably building to that. And so, like, yeah, you got a full stacked card. This is why people are like, why is WrestleMania like 2 nights? Because it would have to be like a 10-hour show if they didn't.
Yep.
Yeah.
With all the belts that they have now, it'd have to be a 10-hour show. So it's just best if you bust it up into two
And
like 4.5 hour nights.
yeah, and see, and both days last year was really exciting. So, and it was even a build up, you know, on for Sunday. So, um, man, I'm looking forward to that. Definitely
Oh,
looking forward to that.
and what I see happening with is everybody's wanted Roman versus Rock. I think you're going to get Roman versus Rock, but it's not going to be in the way that you think. I think Cena's going to be the corporate champion, and it's going to be Cena versus Reigns in the ring with The Rock siding with Cena.
Yep.
And that's how Reigns is going to end up getting the belt back. It's just a thought, just something I'm throwing out there.
SummerSlam.
Yeah, SummerSlam. That way Cena gets his 17th title run, and it'll be Cena having a moment of clarity and becoming John Cena again. That'll cost him the title at SummerSlam, and when he drops it to Roman. I don't know what they're going to do with Cody, though. I don't know where Cody factors into all of this, but we'll see. All right, fellas, so we've had our fun. We've talked our shit. Now it's time to move on to the final segment of the day, which is... Pop. Oh, no, there's music. There's music for them listening. I'm just not doing the music. I told you I do that just to annoy you. I don't have to. There's actually music on the clip. All right, so video game news. Hit us with it, fellas.
Okay.
What you got?
Oh, go ahead, Dave.
Okay. All right. So, in proof that we have slipped into an alternate reality, EA actually did something good. EA has put the first 4 Command and Conquer games as open source.
Nice. So what does that mean?
So what that means is that the code is out there, published to like GitHub and other things for people to go to peruse. Most importantly, modders, and Command and Conquer does have a very healthy modding community, can take a look at how the code works to improve their own mods. And younger programmers can see how it was made, and then build their own expansions for it.
Really?
Yep.
That's interesting.
I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised because if you look at a lot of the strategy games and so forth from those from these kids, like one of the kids at my school, at the school that I work at, this one kid, he runs Roblox and he makes videos of like Command and Conquer or stuff like that, or even strategy games. Like, damn, and I'm thinking that's impressive. So someone with a kid, like, that's kind of cool.
Hell yeah.
Yep.
That's kind of cool.
What else we got, fellas?
All right. Ubisoft. I know we got some Ubisoft fans. So, Ubisoft has just put new content into Assassin's Creed 3 and other Assassin's Creed games.
Whoa, wait. Assassin's Creed 3?
Yes. They just added achievements to Assassin's Creed 3, Assassin's Creed 3 Liberation, and Assassin's Creed Rogue.
Really?
New achievements.
Because I'm currently playing that right now.
Yep.
That's one of the games I'm currently playing right now.
Yes.
So
But because, new achievements. But because you can't have a Ubisoft story without some Ubisoft fail involved, you can't buy Assassin's Creed 3 on Steam.
Okay.
So Yeah, there's new achievements for the people who have the game already.
No,
But that's it.
that sucks. But that sucks. Oh
Yep.
well. I got it.
Yep. All right. Warner Brothers has announced that they are closing Monolith Player First Games and WB San Diego,
Wow.
as well as canceling their Wonder Woman game.
Oh man.
Yeah, I actually like two of those games that I've played. The Shadow War with the Lord of the Rings, the Middle Earth games,
Yep.
and yeah, those are some good games.
Yep. So all the Warner Brothers, their games division wants to focus on is Harry Potter, Mortal Kombat, DC, and Game of Thrones. That's it.
Go figure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, go figure.
Okay.
Yeah, but
All right.
you know, they did just shut down Multiverses and Justice League or Suicide Squad kills the Justice League.
You say, well, it's still running, right?
Right, but they can't. They've stopped all development for it.
Oh, okay, because I'm gonna start running that again.
Right. So Monolith Studios uh, is the developer of games such as Blood, Shogo Mobile Armor Division, Tron 2.0, Fear,
Really?
and Middle Earth Shadow of Mordor.
Okay.
Yep. So, but Warner Brothers Games took a $200 million loss on Suicide Squad Killed the Justice League,
God dang.
and another $100 million loss from the failure of Multiverses.
That's a game that should have never came back the second time.
Yep.
So, damn. I mean, I did. Don't get me wrong. I really did like that game though, but
Right.
it is what it is, right?
Yep. And my last little bit of game news. It's been 25 years later, so let's strike while the iron is warming up. We're getting a new video game for Terminator 2. Last Terminator movie was 6 years ago. But the next game for the franchise is going back to Terminator 2 Judgment Day. Bitmap Bureau is creating Terminator 2D No Fate retro style side scroller. Developed by Xenocrisis and Final Vendetta.
Okay.
Yeah.
I can. If it's a retro side scroller, then yeah,
Yeah.
I can.
Yep.
I could do it because I mean I just did the I ended up getting the Karate Kid side scroller fighting game. Also, what else? Who else was that? Yeah, Karate Kid, Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, and GI Joe,
Yep.
the Battle of Cobra.
Cobra,
So yeah, I'll take anything retro with a retro type of feel to it. Yeah, then I'm gonna watch that.
Yeah,
And
but side scroller lets you play Sarah Connor, the T-800, and adult John Connor. Sarah Connor, the play style is stealth and shoot while avoiding the T-1000, and T-800 is shoot and punch your way through anything in sight.
That's the one most people are
John
going to play.
is running gun through post-apocalypse.
okay.
Okay, so a little bit of different styles on the side scroller. So we'll see.
Most people are going to be playing the T100.
Yeah,
Destroy everything in sight.
and actually, apparently, yes, the T800 will be buck ass naked.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
no,
Didn't really need that, but all right.
So
we don't
that's
need.
gonna
We
be
didn't need that.
that's
Not,
releasing
not, yeah,
That's
not what we needed.
releasing September 5th for PC, PlayStation 5, and Xbox XS.
All right, real
Yep.
quick, real quick. My news are pretty much March 6th comes Split Fiction. That is a game that is being released. It's pretty much a universal game in the way of It Takes Two, A Way Out, and some of the other games that are within that narrative. You can have one copy of it, and you can download with a friend. So you don't really have to push the narrative on that. And of course, that it comes out March 6th, and of course March 14th. But we get an early release. Is WWE 2K25
Yep.
and the Island of Relevancy. Yes, I am going to be really looking forward to that. And my game of the week, the re-release. Well, not so much a re-release, but I have decided to get in there and play it. The original Red Dead Redemption.
Nice.
Yes, definitely playing that. Oh, and for all you PS5 players out there, RoboCop Rogue City on sale for $9. And I promise you, that is $9 that I spent very well with this. And trust and believe you me, that game is off the chain.
Okay.
Jeez, that game is off the chain. It really is.